strip searches, and crying in front of mom. All this week on Jim Joe Steve Show.
Here's a story about 20 years ago. 3 bros who grew up in Baltimore to the beach show. Every summer they had to go before they got married with kids. Now they all grown. Long trips to New York and Toronto. Playing beer pong with Captain Morgan's. Free throws. And if you don't know, now you know. Coming in hot. Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hello and welcome back to more Jim Joe Steve Show. My name is Joe and I'm here with my 2 buddies.
I'm Steve.
I'm Jim.
How have you guys been?
Oh, so good.
Delightful. Jim, how about you? I found a show that I think instantly reminded me of you.
Oh, well, I mean, thank you for asking. I'm good. What the hell is that show?
It's on Netflix. It's called Floor is Lava.
Oh, man, my kid, we got big into that during
Yeah,
COVID.
season 2 just came out.
I feel like I can get the concept, but
How does
is
that
it a
remind
show?
you of Jim?
Because at the end now, so in the second season, it's basically, if you haven't watched it, it is it's basically an obstacle course where you can't touch the ground because the floor is lava. That's what everybody
the
has.
lava lamps.
They at the end you win a lava lamp.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's the prize?
Yeah, well, $10,000 in a lava lamp. But
I
it
go
comes.
for the lava lamp.
They have a second round now, and they have to get out of this. The first round is they get out of a room. Then the second one they have to get on top of this volcano, and on top of the volcano is they win a lava lamp. And I instantly thought of Jim.
Pop quiz. What was the name of the mountain in Double Dare?
Snot Mountain.
No. Do you remember Double Dare?
Oh, I remember the show.
The
But
Aggro Crag.
I think you're wrong because I think that was Guts.
Is that Guts?
I'm pretty sure it was Guts.
Oh,
But-
shit.
are
Damn it.
did you
Said that
get
very,
Because I
very
don't
confidently.
think there was a mountain on Double Dare.
It wasn't
Well-
where you got a piece of the mountain as the prize, like that was the trophy at the
No,
end?
that was Guts.
I don't even know if I remember a show called Guts.
God, do you guys remember that show with Bart Simpson, Homer Simpson called
Family
Family
Guy?
That show was fucking awesome. How old were you when you stopped watching The Simpsons, or do you still watch The Simpsons? Does anyone watch The Simpsons?
I mean, it's still on.
Yeah, I definitely don't make a point to watch it, but if I skim across it, I might watch it until the next commercial break. But I'm never like invested in The Simpsons. Ever.
I can say I probably haven't watched The Simpsons in probably like 15, 20 years. Like I have no desire. I mean, I'm 40.
Yeah, I would say probably
so-
with like a full episode, sure. Yeah, 15, 20.
I've never been much of a cartoon person to begin with. Like, never.
Yeah,
Me neither.
me either. But I mean, 15, 20 years ago, I was doing chores. So
Are your kids doing well? I guess you've got 2 ends of the spectrum. You've got a kid about to go to college. Congratulations, Caitlin.
yeah, she doesn't do any chores.
And then you've got babies.
I got babies. They're too.
They probably don't do shit.
Caitlin works at Starbucks.
Does she?
She's
She's a
would.
barista.
She would.
Yeah. I know.
Which one? By your house?
No.
By her school?
In Towson. So
And then, so Joey's like kind of just getting to the age where chores are coming into play. So Carter's old enough to do chores. Is Izzy?
I know he doesn't take out the trash.
Carter does one chore, and that's to take the trash cans down and bring them up.
Last time when we
just
recorded, we walked outside and I was like, Jim, normally the trash cans are all the way down. Did they move the night or something? And he's like, son of a bitch.
Izzy will do anything you ask. If you're doing it, she wants to do it with you.
I remember when I was, I don't remember it might have been the summer between like 7th and 8th grade. My mom had gone back to work that year, and my parents paid me $50 a week to babysit my kids.
Your
Babysit
kid,
your own kids?
I mean, sorry, my brother
Hell
and
of a
sister,
deal.
my brother and sister, which $50 for a 12-year-old, $50 a week, that was awesome.
yeah.
My parents were just like, this is just watch your kids. I mean, watch your brother and sister.
Right. Did you have chores?
I mean, I had chores, but I mean, they were just
You
the
didn't get
normal.
paid?
No, well, maybe like $10 a week or something like that. So it wasn't very much.
My sister and I, the older sister, I had to set the table every night, and then she had to clear the table or vice versa. Then somebody had to wash the dishes because we didn't have a dishwasher, and the other person had to dry them and put them away. I had to clean the house once a week, and that was a full clean the house. Dust, Windex, vacuum. I had to take out the trash cans and bring the trash cans up, and I had to vacuum the pool in the summertime, and I had to cut the grass once a week for $5 a week.
Oh my! I was like, why are you listing all this shit in so much
for $5 a week?
Oh my!
Now, if you didn't do one of those things, did you get like $4?
It wasn't an option not to do it.
Oh,
You know, like
okay.
it was that. That's just what.
How old were you?
I mean, let's say I know in middle school, so 6th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade.
So was it $5 year round? So like even when the pool's closed?
Yes.
So you're still getting your $5. With
Oh, I was stealing money at that point. Yeah, I always felt it was a lot of chores.
Yeah.
So the problem is now, because I would regard as a very high work ethic, I do everything still. So I've never been able to delegate those chores to my kids.
Are you're the type of person that you're like, if it's not done right, I'll just do it myself, kind of thing?
On certain things, like cutting the grass, yeah. Like I only want to cut the grass. I don't want anyone else to cut the grass. But then I also will take it as like Carter's 12. So I know at 12 what my effort would produce.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know that he's given like max
whole
max effort to something,
yeah,
I know his max effort isn't going to be my 44-year-old max effort.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
as long as it's age appropriate, I won't go behind him. No, that's how I approach fatherhood.
My parents implemented chores a couple times where it was like, all right, we're going to pay you whatever to empty the dishwasher or, whatever to make your bed or whatever. I got to the point where like, this amount of money just ain't worth it. So I'm just not going to do these things anymore. And it kind of backfired on them.
I was like, you can do that as a kid?
Yeah.
Revolt.
Right. This is the job and I don't want to do the job. So you just don't pay me. That's it.
That wasn't an option in my house.
Right.
But I guess I didn't know at that point when I first started how much, like $5 was $5. Like to me, I had no comparison as to like how much money you should make until I was halfway through my 6th grade year and I got my $5 and I went down to the supermarket, which was like right up the street, right across from my bus stop. And this place had this special, it was never a special, just what the price was, but they had 4 packs of gum, Bubblicious, those big,
Yeah.
The Bubblicious, 4 packs of those for $1. So I took my $5 and I bought $5 worth of gum. So I had 20 packs of gum. And I stuffed them in my Charlotte Hornets starter jacket, that side pocket. And
The big kangaroo pouch pocket.
Right. And I took it to school and I sold gum for $1 a pack. That first day I sold out and I had $20 in my pocket and I realized I just made 3 weeks worth of allowance in one day. So
just for having this stuff.
So I took $5. I got off the bus. I walked to the grocery store. I bought $5 more, stuffed it in my Charlotte Hornets jacket and pocketed $15. Went to school the next day and sold out. And I did this all week. The first week I made $75 selling gum. And then when my father handed me the $5,
Did you keep it
was
tight?
like, yeah, you need it more than I do.
Tear it in half in front of them.
I sold gum every day in junior high, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. It got to the point where I would get off in the morning, the bus loop, and I had a line of kids. And I would sell out. I would sell out before I walked into school every single day.
Natural. I mean, if you went into the guidance counselor and asked them what job you will have in the future, that's a red flag one. They're like this. Whoa, wait a minute.
But what's up with all these kids that have money but just can't seem to get their hands on gum anywhere else?
Well,
Jim was at the prime location of his bus stop. I think that maybe
that it was supply and demand. You can gum like in middle school, gum is like, oh, you got a piece of gum because you couldn't chew gum. They didn't sell gum, and everybody wanted gum. And I don't know, it was just one of those things that if you just bought one of those packs at the local store, it was still $1 anyway. But that place had $4 for $1. I don't know why.
So at what point did gum turn into acid?
When I tried that in 9th grade, and for some reason gum wasn't quite as popular, but people
Did you try to do that? in high school?
No.
Oh,
For some,
okay.
I don't know. Like 8th grade, it just kind of that 8th grade summer just fizzled out.
he was selling chips.
But yeah, I made $75 a week, and that was $1 million in middle school.
Hell yeah.
Plus my
Oh, yeah.
$5 for chores, I'm making $80 a week.
Oh yeah.
I bought anything I wanted at the mall. Buying my friends movie tickets. I'm like, let's fucking go, man.
You want the goobers and the popcorn? You got it.
It was always funny when you were younger and you had money. It was like you were the coolest. Like all you wanted to do was just spend it on your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Every
to
week.
flaunt, like I got all this money.
Like
That stops at some point.
I buy beers.
I was joking, guys. Jesus.
I was trying to think about. I mean, now I've learned that I would never let Joe buy me a beer unless I'm like Natural Light.
I keep doing it. And
I have been
Not
drinking Natural Light.
have you?
Yes, I've actually the wife has bought me 2 different 6-packs for 2 different occasions of Natural Light.
And it holds up.
romantic.
And it holds up.
Yeah,
I know. I gotta just bring myself to buy a 6-pack of Natural Light.
it's free. I mean, if you think about it, what I would normally spend on beer, like this is like free beer.
Yeah, I guess so. He's gonna start selling each can for $2.
A couple years ago, they sold, I think, a 70-pack.
Yeah, we said that during this
God
week.
damn it, Joe!
This week,
Fucking Groundhog's Day.
I was talking to Jerry, and he was just like, "It's really amazing that Joe can't remember shit."
And it's not a bit.
And my brother was like, "Is it a bit? Is he just doing it to just be funny?" And Jerry's like, "I can legitimately tell that he has no fucking clue what's going on." and I was just like, "Well, you're a good listener because that is true." No, next time when Joe starts telling the story of something he's already told, we gotta just roll with
Just
it.
let him
We
go?
We just gotta roll with it.
Or when he's telling a news story, we can be like, "Yeah, you already said that," and he would have no idea. If he
I know
already
if he's
said it or
bored.
not.
If it's just getting bored, you just be like, "You already said that." Did you? Speaking at work, you turn your phone off when you're at work.
I don't bring it in.
Yeah, fuck. I messed up. I today at work, I had the phone rang and I picked it up and it was the Army actually asking for my daughter, asking for my daughter, trying to recruit my daughter.
No
But they
kidding.
called my work, and then
They will track you down.
and I was just like, that's crazy. And I was like, well, this is my work. I was like, that's my daughter. But I don't know how you got this number. And they were like, oh, well, she put it on this piece of paper. And I was like,
There's no chance that they had.
yeah, I
she
know.
Put down your
so they
work
were
number.
like, can you give us, they're like, well, would you mind just giving us her number? And I was like, what a fucking idiot. Like, I really, like, I was like, she's going to college, so she has no interest in joining the military. And I said, sure. And I gave him Joe's number. Yes, I did. That's why I asked. That's why I asked if you had your phone on you or that you got a voicemail.
because they won't leave you a voicemail because they're just gonna keep
Yeah,
calling.
so they're just going to keep calling. So I guess they'll never get through because you turned your phone off at work.
Did you happen to leave my phone number for something called Long Home Products? Because I keep getting it started like 2 or 3 days ago. I'm getting calls from Long Home Products. And I mean, now there's a chance that I gave them my phone number and don't remember doing
Or somebody
it.
else that you gave your phone number just sold your info.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was like, I can't say it was me. But if an Army recruiter asks you for Caitlin Taylor.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
When I was actually, she just graduated high school. That's when they were hounding me, and
Yeah.
they did track me down and call me, and then they did whatever they could to try to get me to the office. And
Man, I remember that the military recruiters that were at my high school, they were like creepy. Like they would get like the kids like come and like hang out at the recruiting center and
they wanted a whole little that was the whole shtick.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's so weird though.
and whatever
They
way
should've
they could
just
relate to you is how they, he was like, oh, you get to carry guns. I'm like, well, I was like, I don't really like guns. And he said, oh yeah, me neither. But like we train you.
Yeah.
And it was like this whole thing.
You could have a fruitful, bubblicious business in the army.
My cousin, I won't. I could probably give. Whatever. So he's a little out there. Let's just say by the end of high school, and the recruiter, I won't say conned him.
God damn it! There's a dick flying in front of my eyes. Sorry.
Did it just fly out of the bag of jankum?
Google.
And, Google Jankum. And for some reason, we were talking about it
Alexa,
before we recorded.
what is jankum?
You're probably like, that sounds more interesting than chores.
Don't Google that, Mom.
Couldn't even spell it.
Right.
JENK. Sorry, Jim. What were you saying?
I don't know.
I think a dragon just walked in the room.
Our guest. So okay, the recruiter. So they told him, just come down and we will rent you a hotel room for the night, and then we will go to, I guess it was basic training or whatever.
Wait, did he like already sign the paperwork and he was enlisted, or this was just come to a hotel one night?
He signed the paperwork, and they got him to sign the paperwork by saying they're going to rent him a hotel room. So he sent out this telephone call, this widespread announcement to everybody that he's going to have a hotel party
on the Army's dime.
But they didn't tell him that the hotel was just at the Army barracks. And it's not really a hotel. It's just a bunch of fucking beds. So he got all freaked out and then jumped out the window.
He went AWOL before it started.
And then he went AWOL for like a week, just doing all kind of
Holy shit.
illicit substances. So when he actually made it back home, the recruiter was at his house with his parents, and of course he didn't pass the piss test, so they didn't let him in.
He was like, whoo, that was close.
Close one.
On our Facebook, Twitter, we posted a question: the worst trouble you've ever gotten in.
But like when you were a kid?
Yeah, when you were a kid. Did you guys have any good stories?
I mean, it's not it's not a good story, but
Well, then by all means, Joe.
You already told it.
Tell her.
I was dating a girl who was a senior when I was a freshman, and my sophomore year she had obviously graduated, but she came back to like go to a dance or something with me, and she let me drive her car home. And so I drove her car home from the dance. I didn't have a permit or license. I was like 15. And
How old was she?
18 or 19.
Ooh, look at you dating an older woman. Was she your teacher?
Have you always been an older woman, Joe?
So I'm driving it home, and I turn left on green, and I get hit.
Oh, green. Okay.
Green. And yeah, I got hit. I crashed the car.
Was it your fault?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, because
I didn't have a green arrow.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there was a big house party going on in the neighborhood next door, and a whole bunch of cops came because I crashed a car, and a whole bunch of kids tore ass out of the neighborhood because they thought the cops were coming to break up the party. And I was sitting
so you're a buzzkill. Buzzkill.
I broke up a party. I was sitting on the corner, and like they ran out. They're like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I just crashed a car." They're like, "Oh man, we thought we were breaking up a party." Sucks for you though.
I guess one I escaped getting in trouble because I was at an arts festival one time, and I stole a TNC Surf Design ring. It was probably like a $5 ring.
What's TNC Surf? Do you say that like that's something we would know?
Do you remember like the yin yang? It's a yin yang symbol, but TNC Surf Design was a thing back then. Anyway, so I stole
with the clothes that changed
So
colors.
I stole the ring, and then the lady like yelled at me as I was walking away, like, "Hey, get back here!" And I was with my cousin, the same cousin that jumped out the window. He was not a great influence. And so as I was walking back, I dropped the ring, and then she made us empty our pockets. And now a crowd is forming, and it's so embarrassing. And I had in my pocket, I had a it was a pocket fart sound maker. Because that's what 12-year-olds carry around.
Yeah.
And it had like 5 different fart sounds. So everyone's standing around, and of course she pulls it out of my pocket and looks at it like it's some illegal thing and starts pressing the buttons. So now everyone's like laughing because
Fart sounds are happening,
and
and
then
they're
she was
funny.
like, "Just get out of here." And then so
Did you keep the ring?
well, I went.
Did you realize it?
No, because I didn't have it. I dropped it
Oh, okay.
as I was walking back. Me and my cousin. So as we were walking away, I told my cousin, "Flip off my hat." So he like flipped off my hat and it landed on the ground. And I picked it up. Picked up my hat.
Sneaky.
That was so nonchalant.
And then I lost the ring the next day, and I felt horrible that I had to go through all that. I've never stolen another thing in my life.
Good lesson learned.
So that was almost getting in trouble. My actual trouble was somebody had drawn a mushroom on my binder in high school. And then I put under the mushroom, it must have been something I ate.
I didn't know you were always such a wordsmith.
You know, they had this big drug bust in my school. And somehow some teacher saw my binder, confiscated it. I went down to the principal's office.
And he was like, "You must have been selling drugs."
Apparently, you know, they thought because I had a mushroom on my binder that, and I doubt they could do that legally now, but they stripped me down to my boxers.
Shut the
Get
fuck up.
outta
Really?
here.
No way they
It-
could do that.
It was. I'm sure they can't do it now.
They
It
probably
was-
couldn't do
was-
it then either.
It was the assistant principal and the guidance counselor.
Both males.
No, guidance counselor was female. Stripped me down to my boxers and searched me because of
Damn.
a fucking mushroom, and because there was an undercover cop in the school, and they were just popping kids.
You had
And
an undercover cop in your
Yeah.
school?
Fucking 21 Jump Street.
it was, and he almost got fired because he started dating a girl.
Oh, almost got fired? Like didn't even get fired, just almost got fired? That's incredible. That is incredible.
The way they get their undercover cops in high school is they like fresh out of the academy because some of them can still look, you know. But this kid,
Hey, youngsters, where's the
I
party
mean, he was,
at?
I don't know how old he was, but he was definitely not in high school. And I didn't like him right from the get-go because he came in like halfway throughout the year, and he was trying to be a badass. He would walk around with a cigarette in his ear, and he was like never in class. He was just like walk around. I just thought, this guy's a fucking douchebag.
He used to hang out leaning up against his Firebird.
He was trying to be fucking 21 Drum Street. Like
Right.
that's what he was. And he started dating this girl. And when it all went down, of course, the undercover cop leaves, right?
He was like, dude, it's just deep cover.
and she was devastated because she thought she was dating.
Oh, he had it. She had him, he had her confused.
Yeah, he was totally undercover, and she didn't know until everything went down. And then all the kids that they busted, he was in like I guess the room back at the precinct. He was there, and then that's how the word got around that he was undercover cop. And she was devastated, crying. And then later on, she had said that she always thought it was weird that he would never let her come over his house.
He only went to her house?
Apparently,
Get out of here.
So fucking weird.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he did some fucked up shit. He looked like an asshole, and he didn't look. I mean, I guess looking back, he looked older, but at the time, you don't really think about it. But
Did he start working for the gun trace task force?
Right. Oh my god, he fucking could have. I mean, because it would have been about that at that time.
Yeah.
Really, I couldn't tell you the guy's name. I don't know, but I never. He was just a douchebag, really, to me, and that's why I never hung out with him. But anyway, so to wrap the story up, because they found a mushroom on the binder, they confiscated my binder and called my dad.
Get out of here.
And then my dad had to pick me up, and of course, from my dad to take off work to come get me because of drug paraphernalia or however they labeled it. I'm not exactly sure. But my father picked me up, and he said, "So you got a drug problem?" And I said, "No, there's no drug problem." I think he saw the absurdity of it, but he still had to be the parent,
Right.
because he got called in.
You could have just been like, guys, I don't like to do drugs. I'm just a fun guy.
Man, did you just think that one out?
I did, yeah.
That was a hell of a dad joke. Jeez, it almost took me a second. That was a good one, Joe.
That was a good one.
From one dad to another. Here, cheers.
I think,
Steve, you?
Mine, what's funny is we had a reply on our Facebook page, and it was from Jerry, who we talked about earlier, and he posted this song right now. It sucks, but
Never been a big Smiths fan.
Yeah, but
You're a happy person.
but Jerry and I together, because his story is actually my story too, because we both got caught shoplifting at Caldor together.
Caldor.
I haven't heard the word Caldor.
Yes, I know. Caldor used to be an old, I guess, like kind of like Walmart before Walmart.
Or like
It
a
was a department
Sears.
store.
Yeah.
Sears, Hex, Caldor.
Yeah. Okay. So it was more like a department store. Yeah. But Jerry and I got the idea that we were going to try to steal CDs. So
For personal use?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. We were I think trying to see if we could get away with it.
Right.
But we're not very good criminals. So I was trying to steal
Hence the heist episode.
Yeah, I know. Go listen to that. Go listen to that episode first, then come back to this one. I was trying to steal U2's The Joshua Tree. And he was trying to steal Better Than Ezra.
I like Better Than Ezra.
But I don't know. But we didn't really want them. We were just trying to see. And the problem is, we legit were in there for 45 minutes. Because remember, the CDs used to have that
big plastic thing on it?
plastic
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. And it could sit in a shelf and stick up a little bit so that they could see.
And that was an alarm, too.
Was it? So we legit were in there for I
Fucking Ocean's 11 over there.
I know, for probably 45 minutes. It was probably the people who were watching the cameras are probably like, look at these fucking idiots
Like,
trying
just
to break
steal it
this
already because I got to go to lunch.
Then we would leave and then come back and try to get it again. We would leave and come back, and then so we kept walking in and out, and we got the CDs. And then we went to walk out, and within 2 seconds of getting out into the mall, they grabbed us and made us go back into the room. And when they were in the room, they were giving you the whole they're calling the cops, doing the
whole rigmarole.
The thing that happens when you get caught shoplifting.
And now, you deal with the consequences. Look at his face and listen to me. Look at him and listen to me. Look at him and understand me. Look at both of us but understand no one. Listen to my words and hear his face.
I just picture Steve. Remember in the Goonies, Chunk?
In 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee and I glued it on my face.
So they're sitting there and they're like, all right, we're calling your parents. Jerry was actually 18 at the time, and I was like 16.
Ooh, under the radar.
So Jerry actually could just get released under his own because he's 18.
Reconnaissance?
Yeah. But so the
Cognizance.
reconnaissance.
That's what I said. I was swallowing a fucking beer.
But they fucking
Do Rome, baby.
but they called so they were like, we're gonna call your parents. I was like, my parents aren't home, because I had the cool idea of the fact that if they called my parents, my dad's gonna come down. And I don't want my dad coming down because that's fucking bad news.
He's going to bring the drumstick lady. It's going to be a whole
Gotta get his
bit.
ass beat by the drumstick.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call my grandma. My grandma on my mom's side was the kind of person that she would blame everybody else but the actual person that did it. So I was like, oh shit, if I call her and my grandma comes down, she won't tell my parents and I'll be scot-free.
Blame it on Jerry.
Yeah, I was just gonna blame it on Jerry. So and then I call him. I say, oh, I call my grandma. So she's like, we're gonna come. So then her and my uncle come down to get me. I'm like, all right. And then right behind them, 5 minutes later, is my dad.
Oh.
So, and my dad now
Is more pissed.
is more pissed because I called my grandma, and he knew what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
So the drive home was not very fun with my dad. But the
It
thing
was amazing how he could beat your ass and drive a car at the same time.
And smoke a cigarette.
but the funny thing about it was they made me go to court. Like
Over a CD?
over fucking YouTube Joshua
Jerry
Tree.
too?
No. Jerry just didn't do anything and it just kind of went away.
What the fuck?
So I had to go to court for fucking stealing the CD. And I was in the court and the person like read what happened to me. And they're like, did you say you stole the CD when they first? And I said, no. And they're like, you're a liar then. And I was like, I'm not a liar. And they're like, you're a liar. And I was just like, okay, I'm scared. So I was just like, oh, yes, I'm a liar. And they're like, turn to your mother and tell her that you're a liar.
What the fuck?
Dude,
This shit would never fly now.
What kind of cops and judicial
I
experiences
turned.
you guys
I don't
live
know.
in?
I had to turn to my mom and tell her that I was a liar. Dude, I started crying so fucking much. I was like, Mom, I'm a liar.
Like, were you crying on purpose or
No, I was
you
fucking
were
I mean,
crying.
really
it was overwhelming. I'm sure. He's
I'm scared as shit, thinking I'm like 15 or 16 gonna go to jail
Going to juvie
for fucking stealing the Joshua tree.
If you
with the shitty CD.
Yeah.
if you hadn't gotten if you just harnessed your Nimpo skills, you could have disappeared.
I thought about it.
Just taking his flight or flight didn't.
I know, and it just because when he came out and grabbed my shoulder, I could have put him in Mouchaderie. Been out the door. But yeah, so they made me tell my mom, and it made me cry. So there I am, just sitting there, fucking crying in court, being like, "Mom, I'm sorry, I'm a liar." And then they gave me. I couldn't go in any retail store for 6 months.
Wow.
I mean, how can they hold you to that?
So
If you
after
get
about
shoplifted.
4 months, I realized they can't really. Like what am I gonna do?
His picture is posted at the mall, like every entrance.
I'm sure corporate America would hate to hear, or the big retail locations would hate to hear the cops are doling out, can't go to retail spots and spend their money.
Yeah, I know, and I just fucking was I always was like, yeah, that was, and Jerry did this. Jerry got there and fucking nothing happened to him. I was like, did you have to pay like the fine because they didn't charge me like $300 and I had to do chores to work it off? He was like, nope, didn't do anything.
They didn't have shit to do if they're going to prosecute an underage.
Caldor went hard, and then when Caldor
That's
finally
they
went
spent
out
all
of
their
business,
money on lawyers and shit just for a
When they went-
12-hour CD.
when they went fucking out of business, I fucking was so happy. I was like, I
piss
won.
on the
I
building.
won, bitch.
Me and my buddies did something stupid. We were in Colombia and we found like an old tire, and we were like, oh, let's go to this hill and roll this tire down into the street. And so we decided we rolled the tire down into the street, and we wanted to like roll it in. We didn't want to hit a car with it, but we wanted to get pretty close. And so we roll this tire down the hill, and we got pretty close. Like, this guy slammed on the brakes, the tire goes rolling in front of his car. Little did we know that we rolled the tire in front of an Olympic track star. So we did that. We take off, and that guy gets out of the car, sprints up the hill, and catches us in no time.
Catches all of you?
He caught the slowest guy first. He had incredible closing time. And so, he caught us. I think he got me first. I don't know. And then
We'll just go with that.
all of the guys stopped, and then
And Joe ratted out the other two.
they all stopped. We all owned up to it together, and he called the cops, and the cops came, and the cops are like, I'm gonna let you go, but I'm following up. Go home, tell your parents to be expecting my call, and whatever. So we go, each of us, I think there was 3 or 4 of us, and I'm the only one that went home and told my parents, and the guy never called.
God, then no Marilyn Manson for 4 years.
Right.
And this is why that you weren't allowed to listen to Marilyn Manson.
Right, because that's what was causing me to roll tires down hills.
That's butt dangerous.
Oh, dude, we could have killed somebody.
You're fucking
Absolutely.
lucky that that's
Oh.
the guy that was quick enough with cat-like reflexes to slam on his brakes.
Yeah.
But then also get out of his car
Oh,
and fucking run up the hill.
100%.
We climbed up. On top of a McDonald's one time, And I don't know why we did it. We were just seeing, like, you know how the McDonald's on the back had like a gate on top of a ladder, and the gate was open.
Oh, okay,
and we were like walking home, and we're like, look, we can climb up on the roof of McDonald's. We climbed up on the roof of McDonald's, and I remember we were up there just like, hey, we're on the top of McDonald's, like fucking doing nothing. And then we're like, all right. And the police showed up, and they were like, get the fuck down here now. So me and this guy Brent I was with.
Was that Green Bean Brent?
Yeah, Green Bean
Okay.
Brent. It was me, him, and this guy Brad, and him and I just went down the ladder. But Brad was trying to get. He was like, "This fucking cops ain't getting me." He ran and jumped off the front of the McDonald's onto a fucking tree, and then shimmied down the tree.
He paid attention in info class.
And then when he got down, they were just sitting there waiting for him. And they were like, you two, you can go. You're coming with us.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, fucking Spider-Man, you're fucking done. Being kids were awesome.
Yeah.
we
Being
got to do
kids
some
doesn't
dumb
suck.
shit. That was a fun episode.
That was good.
That was some old stories.
Old stories.
Childhood.
I never thought that I would think about that again, quite honestly.
Yeah.
So if you need to know about Jankum,
Oh, God.
J-E-N.
What is Jankum?
All right. Well, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Jim Joe Steve.
That is correct. Give us a call at 856-THE-JJSS.
Tell us the dumbest thing that you did as a kid. That would be fun.
I would love to hear some other dumbass stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tweet at us, DM us, I don't know, send us a Facebook message, call the voicemail.
Yeah, slide into our DMs.
If you're in the Maryland area, fucking stop by and be part of an episode and tell your dumbass story.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, for the Jim Joe Steve Show, my name's Joe.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Steve.
And we'll talk to you next week.